Namaste. Welcome to Vishwa Yoga. My name is Vishwa. In this video, I will talk about the different levels of Tantric practices. If you remember, I talked about the two major Tantric paths, right hand path and the left hand path. I had also mentioned that each path has multiple customs and progressive stages. In Tantra, it is called Achara or code of conduct. So today I will talk about the different customs on a high level within each path and its relationship with practitioner's temperament. So let's understand each custom briefly. These customs directly connect to the three major Tantric traditions and their schools that I covered in previous videos. Now you can be able to relate and connect the dots. So first, let's talk about the right hand path stages and its customs. So on the right hand path, there are four major customs: Vedachar, Vaishnavachar, Shaivachar, and Dakshinachar. It is also called Shaktachar. Within Dakshinachar, there are two subdivisions, Mishrachar and Samyachar. Samyachar is considered to be the highest on the right hand path. The first stage is called Vedachar. It consists of daily practice using Vedic rites, mostly include external practices and rituals. You perform puja of your Ishtadevata or personal deity with a desire of achieving something specific or specific goals. These practices are based on the methods as prescribed in Vedas, Smritis, and Puranas. Tantra only mentions Vedachar but does not go into its detail. This stage requires faith, or I should say blind faith, to start the journey. From a yogic perspective, Vedachar emphasizes on Karma Yoga or Kriya Yoga based on Karma Kandas of Vedas and Smritis. The second stage is Vaishnavachar, in which you move from the blind faith to an understanding of the supreme energy of the Brahman. Here you still follow the rules laid down in the Vedachar, but worship Lord Vishnu as your supreme deity. You offer all your actions or karmas to Lord Vishnu and visualize him in everything. You must follow strict purity, impurity rules. This is the path of devotion or bhakti yoga along with mantra yoga. The third stage is Shaivachar. In this, the foundation is still the Vedachar, but Lord Shiva is now considered the supreme deity, and you see him in everything. In this stage, you must have a burning desire to know yourself, and a certain level of warrior quality such as inner determination must prevail to cultivate the power and knowledge through practices. In this stage, the Tantric yoga begins with a union of faith, devotion or bhakti yoga along with Jnana yoga, Hatha yoga and Dhyana yoga, which is also called Raj yoga. The fourth stage is Dakshinachar or Shaktachar. In this stage, the foundation is still Vedachar, but now Divine Mother or Shakti is the supreme deity. Some say the name Dakshina is based on Dakshina Kali. Others say it's based on the name of the teacher Dakshinamurti. In either case, you must have faith, devotion, and should be able to meditate upon the threefold energy of Brahman and understand the mutual connection of three gunas. Adi Shakti is the union of three Shaktis, the power of Brahma, Vishnu and Mahesh or Shiva. Here, Laya Yoga or Kundalini Yoga is more emphasized along with the other major yoga systems. But this stage is further divided into two, Mishrachar and Samyachar. Mishrachar practices are mixed with both external and internal practices, but Samyachar only focuses on internal or mental practices and considered the highest stage on the right-hand path. As per Tantric text, the first three acharas is suitable for practitioners of animal and human temperament, but from the fourth or Shaktachara onwards is suitable for practitioners of warrior and divine temperaments. Since the first four stages are based on the foundation of Vedachara and more orthodox in nature, so most people fail to recognize them as the Tantric path. In reality, from the fourth stage, the Tantric journey truly begins. This stage includes all 7 major yoga systems. Now, left-hand path customs and practices. There are 3 major customs: Vamachar, Siddhantachar, and Kalachar. Within Siddhantachar, there are 2 subdivisions, Aghorachar and Yogachar. Kalachar is considered to be the highest school on the left-hand path. However, the Kala school text considers Kalachar is the supreme among the all. It is said that the humans are born into a right-hand path, but by initiation they receive the left-hand path. However, a proper initiation into the right-hand path is the foundation for moving into the left-hand path practices. You must have at least a warrior temperament to qualify for this path. So the first stage is called Vamachar. The method at this stage is to use the force of worldly enjoyment of things in such a way that it starts to produce dispassion. To do that, the lower physical desires of eating, drinking, and sexual intercourse must be subjugated. Passion, which usually runs downwards and outwards to waste, is directed inwards and upward and transformed to power. Here the practice with the opposite is emphasized, since women are considered on the left side of the body towards the heart, so the name Vamachar is used. Others say it is due to the worship of deity Vamadevi or teacher's name Vamadeva. In Vamachar, the Kundalini energy is used in the Panchmakhara practice to reach the stage of Shiva. The goal of Vamachar is to liberate from the bonds which binds us in worldly things and brings the Sattva Guna as dominant. Because for true Sattvic person, there is neither attachment, fear, or disgust. The second stage is called Siddhantachar. Here the practitioner tries to arrive at a conclusion or decision by making a comparative analysis of worldly enjoyment or bhoga and renunciation or tyaga, because by now he or she has experience of both right hand practice and the left hand practice. That's why it is called Siddhantachar. This stage now gets divided into 2, Aghorachar and Yogachar. Aghora means the one who is liberated from the terrible or ghor sansar. In Aghorachar, practices are considered dark, but aims to free the practitioner from darkness of the world. In this, you are attached to nothing, hate nothing, and is ashamed of nothing, having freed yourself of the artificial bonds of family, caste or class, and society. The practitioner becomes like Shiva himself, or called Bhairava, a dweller in the cremation ground or Shamashan. In Yogachar, you learn the upper heights of spiritual practices and the mysteries of yoga, such as the movement of Vayu in microcosm in the body, the regulation that controls our vritti and habitual pattern. You also earn the highest truth, which concerns the macrocosm or Brahmand. The Guru teaches the inner core of Vedachara again, and by this initiation, a practitioner qualifies for Yogachar. In this stage, they are called Siddhas. Upon reaching this stage, the mind becomes more calm and stable, and the practitioner gets ready for Kalachar. The final stage is called Kula or Kolachar. On the attainment of perfection in Ashtanga Yoga, you become fit to enter the highest stage of Kulachar. Kola is the heart of all sex. It says Kola is outwardly Shaivas, in gathering Vaishnavas, but at heart they are Shaktas. So under various forms the Kolas wander on the earth. The rule of time and place don't apply to them. Their actions are unaffected by stars and planetary positions. Usually they are found seated alone in some quiet place, remain in constant transcendental state or samadhi. The Divine Mother dwells in their heart, wherein all passions have been burnt away. At this stage, the practitioner attains the divine temperament with the highest knowledge or Brahmagyan and becomes a liberated soul or Jivan Mukta. As you can see, the progression and the relationship of 7 major stages or customs, along with 7 major yoga systems and 4 different temperaments. And you must not pass through each stage in a single life. Usually it takes many births. In the present life, you can start at any stage. However, usually your temperament will lead you to that level or stage. Dakshinachar and Vamachar can be identified as the most accessible customs for most of the Tantra practitioners. But unfortunately, today the impression of Tantra is mostly depicted with Vamachar practices only. As I discussed in previous videos, every left-hand path also includes right-hand practices. Kolachar include both right-hand and left-hand practices. So it also includes Vamachar practices that have sexual and magic practices. Right-hand practices of Kolachar and Dakshinachar are the practices of Mishrachar, but only internal practices of Dakshinachar are Samyachar. In simplistic view, a tantric path initiation has 3-stage process. In the first stage, you get initiated into a mantra practice. In the second stage, you get initiated into yantra practice. If external yantra is not used, then either your body or visualization of yantra is used. Both stages are part of the right-hand path. After the second stage initiation, based on your inclination and temperament, your teacher further initiates you into the next level of either the left-hand path or right-hand path. This is a traditional process. So this was a quick summary of major customs, their relationship with practitioners, and progression. I hope these fundamentals gave you insight into the tantric traditions. In my next video, I will talk about the pillars and goals of these tantric practices. Thank you for watching and have a wonderful day. Namaste. Thank you so much for listening. If you like the information, please subscribe, like, and share so that everyone else can also enjoy this.